girls, welcome back to game 2 here of Empire and Outfit. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's the finals. Let's get ourselves freaking hyped up. I'm Odie Pixel. I've got Draskell here by my side, and we're already in the draft. Here we have it, and here we go. Andy, are you there?
I'm
Oh,
here.
of course you are. You're always with me. You're always in my head. It's beautiful. But here we have it. The opening picks. Empire. They're going to take away the Bounty Hunter with their opener. Get themselves their Afterlife Darkseer. Over on the side of Finem, they're going to abuse the fact that Beastmaster was left in the pool. They'll pick that up themselves. And they'll also follow through with the Mirana, which we did see Scandal have a brilliant game with just now. But we also know that Thug, for the side of Finem, he can certainly pull off quite a performance as well. We've had 7 bans. Andy, talk to me about them. Anything that you feels worth pointing out here?
Well, I think that Empire realized something very important about Game 1. I mean, obviously they walk away with that game with a win, but the combination of the Void and the Beastmaster together was kind of ridiculous. Limits your carry options a lot. Even the Sven, Madara had a ton of farm. Didn't really much matter. They just had an ample amount of lockdown that was able to make sure that no matter what he got to in terms of items, he was always just kind of stuck. So I'm happy to see them take out at least one. Slardar is also another go-to from Adfenim. We know that Madara also plays that hero, and I think we can safely assume that, well, maybe not safely, but we can assume that Madara is probably not going to be playing Beastmaster this game, and Skylark is most likely going to be assuming the offlane role. And with the Bounty Hunter Darkseer combination, we didn't get a chance to see Adfenim run that in particular, but it can be very devastating, can punish a safe lane super hard, so maybe Empire's opening is a little bit, more stable than what Adfenim did in Game 1.
Okay, I think we can get on board with that one for sure. I mean, Empire now, looking for the follow-up, they get the classic Disruptor to follow through with the Darkseer and the team fight, and of course just fantastic synergy with the Bounty Hunter as well, getting those glimpse tracks off. It's very, very good indeed, especially when you got a team that sometimes, Mirana's going to look to try and run and hide. Slark is going to be the third pick from Adfenim, and we have seen that Madara, he is absolutely amazing on this hero. We saw one of the games against No Diggity where this man, with the correct amount of farmer, he just does so much work on the Slark. I feel like that with the Disruptor, you've already got a bit of AoE catch that is fairly nice against the Slark, but at the same time, if that Slark gets in the face of the Disruptor, it doesn't matter what spells he's got, because he's going to be dying in a couple of punches.
Yeah, more or less. You get the tether, or the pounce off, and he's pretty much a goner. Empire have pretty much zero catch for the Slark right now. Disruptor is the only one. Like, Glimpse into Static Storm is what you're looking for to try to take the fight in your favor versus a Slark. But you can always look to punish him in lane. That's an option. With the heroes that are already picked up, we talked about the Bounty Hunter Darkseer combination together. That can already pressure a melee hero in the safe lane pretty heavily. So you can try to make Madara have a hard time, or you can go something like Anti-Mage, for example, if you want to take the route of what we saw in the last series. It can work all right. There's only one hard lockdown for it right now, and that's the Beastmaster. We can assume that if it's Beastmaster offlane versus Disruptor AM, he's not going to have the best time. And then you're pretty wide open in terms of what you can pick mid, because you already know the matchup. You know you're going to be playing against Mirana. Oh. Okay, that's greedier, but it's still all right.
And it's one of the heroes that Empire still felt very comfortable in picking. Ramses, he does like to play the Spectre.
They actually just ran this against No Diggity. They picked Spectre into the Slark, and it worked out phenomenally for them, so not surprised to actually see them pull it out here again.
And Oracle's going to be the pick here. I mean, this is one of those combinations with Slark that can work obviously very, very nicely. Just allowing Slark to stay alive that little bit longer in the fight, get those punches off, get those essence shift stacks building up, and of course with the regen as well. He just had to duck out the fight, get himself in the shadows, and the huge amount of burst regen there thanks to the false promise on top of the shadow. It's going to be very, very nice for the Slark. But at the same time, Oracle, once that Spectre gets a diffusal and such, you've got to be careful because a relatively squishy hero.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about playing Oracle in this match is it's great in lane until the Bounty Hunter starts walking up to you with Ion Shell. And then you're like, oh, I actually just don't win this lane. I'm actually a little bit concerned for Adfenim's safe lane at this point because I think they're going to have to pick another hero who can actually contribute to that safe lane, at least give the Slark a little bit of space. Because if the Bounty Hunter camps bottom, I don't really see how the Oracle Slark is going to be able to deal with that. Okay, so this is what their choice is then. The Earth Spirit's really good for being able to relieve some of the pressure from the lane. But yeah, I'm kind of liking what Empire have a little bit more right now. I feel like during team fights, the Spectre is going to be able to do a heck of a lot. Again, we saw the matchup a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if you saw the games yourself, but it seemed like Ramses had all the answers for the Slark of No Diggity, so we'll see if Adfenim can run it any better.
He really did. And of course, one of the things as well that's going to be nice for Adfenim is, of course, that direct kind of counter from our Oracle to Darkseer. I mean, yeah, the Darkseer, the bounty can run at him, but at the same time, Oracle has got the ability to purge those Iron Shells and try and create space for the Slark in lane, especially if they can kind of get ahead at the Darkseer at the start, and maybe even to the point where the Darkseer is forced to go to the jungle because he just won't be able to find anything with the Iron Shell spam against an Oracle. We'll see how that lane plays out. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch. An Empire now with their final pick, still looking for that Scandal hero. Quite a few Scandals being banned out. You know, there's no BAP, there's no Puck, there's no Magnus. What's he going to go for here, Andy?
I mean, I guess Queen is okay, but not really, like, amazing.
Oh!
Okay, I did not see that one coming.
Is that going to be Scandal as well in Legion? It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has
Mid
to be.
Legion.
I mean, Legion's really good against Beast. It's hard to spell for the Roar. So if they cast it on like your Darkseer or whatever, Spectre, you can just use press the attack, they get out of it.
Yeah.
It's a really good counter against Slark. Actually, probably one of the hardest counters in the game against that hero. Because you like pop Blade Mail, blink duel. Slark is not really the best at man fighting. So you don't really want to, sit there and be clicking on a hero, taking Blade Mail damage. You kind of just get wrecked really hard. Although they do have Oracle ulti, so I'm kind of interested to see if it's more of just a counter pick to the Beast, and they want something to dispel, or if they just want to go for duels on the Oracle during fights, or, yeah, we'll have to find out.
Absolutely. What's going to be interesting to see as well is, I mean, how would you imagine Legion to fare in lane against the Mirana that we're seeing a lot? Is this an answer to the Mirana mid, or is it still going to find it fairly hard to lane here?
It'll be okay, I think. Legion has pretty respectable base stats, like not the highest armor, but she has very high starting health, and she has good base damage, so it shouldn't be like a total struggle, but at the same time, Earth Spirit rotation or two, you land an arrow, you might be able to get a kill if she's not at full HP.
Here we have it, though, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of the finals here in the European qualifiers for the Manila Major. I am ODPixel, I'm joined by Draskin, and let's get ourselves familiarized really with the heroes that we're going to be seeing today in Game 2 on the side of Finem. It will be Spartan on his Spirit. We've seen this already today. He's given us a very, very strong performance. Madara as well, another one to speak about him on his Slark. We can expect good things there. Thug on the Mirana again. It's comfort pick after comfort pick. Maybe next time, kind of switching up a little bit. Not necessarily, we've seen lots of games of him on the Oracle, but as we talked about, there are certainly the strengths of having it against Empire's lineup. And finally, Skylark on the Beastmaster, that highly contested pick that we've seen time and time again in the drafts being taken away from each team. We saw Empire get their hands on it first game. This time it's going to be Finem getting their hands on it. Now, over on the side of Empire, their offlaner Afterlife, he'll be on the Darkseer. Spectre, Ramses, we saw it earlier, destroy Sind and the boys. We'll see if it's going to have the same effect against the Greeks here. Third pick, this bit of a different one. Scandal on the Legion Commander. We'll see how it works out. And finally, foremost, the King R on the Disruptor and the Bounty Hunter. This time going the way of Empire. It will be Miposhka. We saw in Game 1 the side of Empire able to beat the maybe next time Bounty Hunter. We'll see if Finem can beat the Miposhka Bounty here in Game 2. But lane-wise, looking across the map, looks like it's going to be pretty much everything that we'd expect. We should stand a kind of safe lane going on from Finem dealing with the Darkseer. I mean, during the laning phase, do you feel that there's anyone here with a subtle edge? I mean, are you favouring the Earth Spirit roaming around, or are you favouring the Bounty Hunter roaming around against these lineups?
Well, the Air Spirit can do more in the way of like getting a kill, but in terms of sheer lane pressure, I think Bounty maybe has a slight edge, because you never really know where he is 100% of the time unless you have a sentry down. So if Miposhka walks up that hill, for example, they would have known that he was there, and then his presence is kind of just like diminished. But yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe a tiny edge for Finem during the laning phase, just because they have the Oracle counter against the Darkseer in the off lane, and Miposhka's not down there to try to help out. So for the time being, yeah, I would say Finem probably feeling a little bit better about it right now.
You can see at the top, they're already going to make a go in here. Finem rolling in onto King, our Spartan Skylark. Looking to get the damage down. The kinetic field will hold them back. Looks like Ramses and Miposhka will be able to force them back. They're just going to put the dust here because they want to try and finish off this bounty. They'll get the ball slow out. Skylark and Spartan starting to chase, but they're not going to be able to get it. Kinetic field for the second time, just holding back the side of Finem. And they won't be able to find what they have, what they can with that aggression, but they do manage to shake the lane up a little bit.
They are just like punching them. That's the hilarious thing about this lane. They just man fight. Ramses here trying to go for the pull block. Could be in trouble because of it.
Ramses, he needs to be very, very careful here. He's going to fall very, very low. Will just be able to get himself over the tree line, but yeah, there. Bottom lane.
That was so good.
Madara, he's got the jump out. Afterlife's going to continue to try and dive here. He really wants to try and find a kill. Yeah, has got the Sal, but needs to be careful there. That moment of courage, Brock kind of catching the Mirana off guard. Look at this top lane. Spartan just waltzes it. He's going to kill Ramses. What's going on here? I mean, Miposhka, he might be able to punish Spartan. Spartan kicks him away. He's going to have to roll in 4 seconds. Can he get himself away? The dust slow as well. Oh, what a player. Slows it down with the dust, rolls up. He's going to have the TP again in amount. He's just going to deny himself. He knows that the bounty's hot in his case, and Spartan,
what a player,
what
dude.
an absolute player. Bottom
God,
lane.
that was so good.
Madara, he's got the jump out. Afterlife's going to continue to try and dive here. He really wants to try and find a kill on the board here for Empire. Is he going to make it? Madara's got the sapper. Yeah, that Spirit play. He did everything that he could, and now he's going to continue to make the plays. Denies himself, TP's down to bottom, sets up the action onto Afterlife. They're going to find a kill down here. I told you he had a great time earlier today, and Spartan, he's proving to still be on form here a few hours later here in the grand finals of the EU region.
Man, that guy has got to be like one of the best supports in Europe right now, in my opinion. Like, he just plays so well every single game. Just getting the perfect rotation every single time, rolling boulders on point. I don't think he's missed a single one so far.
Oh, and he's just hit another. He's just hit another onto Scanner. I don't know if they'll be able to find anything here. They're kicking him about. Scanner's actually going to turn a Thug. You got to jump. Will jump himself away, but Spartan, just with these movements, just asserting the pressure, and look at that, salving up the Thug. Thug's back up to health. Just as you said, really, really flawless performance here from the support.
I think they realize now that ganking Scandal's not going to be so easy. LC is ridiculously tanky during the early game, just because of value point and to press the attack. You know, you're getting 150 health heal for 1 point, and you know, you get a moment of courage, you're getting some lifesteal from an auto attack, and yeah, Scandal should be more or less safe, I think, for the first couple minutes of this game. Afterlife still pressuring this lane really hard, even by himself, though.
I mean, he certainly is. I mean, we can see that the farm's been slowed down on the Dark Sea. You know, 8 last hits. It's compared to the 15. There's definitely, we're feeling the effect of this Oracle, for sure. But as you said, you know, he's still feeling confident to hang around, getting a good amount of XP top lane here, because Spartan rolling onto King on the stun as well, catching Ramses as well. The axes fly through. They'll find themselves another. This time, they may be forced to pay the kinetic field, trapping them up here. Again with the silence, the dust, Spartan as well. This man's he's insane. It looks like he will die this time, but he just does everything. Oh, he's not even going to die. He gets himself out. The axes fly through. The ball's still chopping away at Miposhka. It might just kill him. One more touch from Skylark will do it, and they'll find the kill. Skylark now trying to walk his way out of it. It looks like that Ramses will manage to punish the Beastmaster, but Spartan on his Earth Spirit, he just doesn't fail to impress, and we're 4 minutes in. Play after play.
You can't really ask for more out of the guy. He's literally 100% kill involvement. His only death was to neutral creeps to deny it from the bounty hunter. I mean, if Empire keep letting this Earth Spirit walk all over them during the laning phase, you know, their Spectre is not really farming as well as the Slark right now. The Mirana's like not really ahead of the LC, actually quite a bit behind. In contrast, Scandal doing a really good job in middle lane on the side of Empire. So I guess it's not like a huge thing, but
oh, here we go, straight up duel. Miposhka coming in with the rotation, and they'll punish Thug. Oh, actually not getting the duel win though, I don't think, did he? Oh, a little bit of
he didn't get the damage.
Very, very close, but yeah, not quite close enough. So, but still, nonetheless, killing that Mirana, and as you said already, having a very, very good lane there. In the middle of this Legion Commander.
If the bounty was level 3, I think when that gank went down, they would have been able to kill him. 1 point in a Shuri toss would have been more than enough to secure the damage. But yeah, early game for Finem is still going pretty well. Skylark's going to hit level 6 at around 6 minutes. That's like perfect. You can go for a smoke gank, you can kill mid, you can kill safe lane even. If you want to rotate the Mirana.
I want to try and go on Skylark here. Miposhka's coming with the rotation. King R, he's going to be able to have the control. He's got 1 point in glimpse. Actually, kind of backed off there. So wasn't able to close the gap and get that glimpse back. With the Moonlight as well, so, you know, this Beastmaster's going to be fine. They'll actually try and set something up mid by the looks of it. And here we go again. Spartan, my bloody god, it's going to be another one. Again, this Earth Spirit pick is literally winning the game at the moment for Finem. Nothing less than that. Spartan.
It's making me feel like pre-patch Earth Spirit, you know what I mean? Just before they nerfed the speed and the boulder smash and all that other stuff.
It's making me feel like pre-patch Earth Spirit where they had the spells the broken way around.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just have a really good early game and you can make the hero look a little bit more in balance than it actually is. But yeah, Spartan, here we go again.
Oh, he's going to miss the slow this time, but still the kickback. He's controlling Afterlife. Madara He kind of needs Madara to come back in and help him. Spartan actually may go down here. Madara has got a pounce. He's got Shadow Dance as well. Help the boy! Help the boy! He's been winning the game. Finally, there comes in with a touch, trying to force him back off. MNT, oh, he's actually going to walk into this one. The jewel's going to come out here. Spartan, can he do anything to save this one? I think he's just going to watch on, as MNT will get caught out from a nice rotation from Scandal, and this time he will be able to secure himself that extra +10.
And that was really nice synergy, actually. Just the surge into the duel with the Ion Shell just guarantees pretty much that you're going to be able to win a duel during this early game when everyone's so freaking squishy. So yeah, Empire is still getting what they need out of the early game. Skylark, now 6, making his way towards Book 1, actually going to get it really fast. Already has a Staff of Wizardry and the Belt of Strength to go with it, so he's getting very, very close to that. And once that happens, I would imagine they just immediately go for a gank.
We can see here, as you said, just Skylark feeling very, very comfortable on the lane at the moment. He's got the balls to just harass back King R. Well, at the same time, Miposhka, he's going to come back up top, potentially looking for a bit of fun. MNT dropping the ward down on this high ground. Didn't quite catch Miposhka going into the invis, so he may still be able to pull something off there on this top lane if Skylark does start to push the wave out. Ramses, of course, we've got to watch out for this as well. He's got the Horn online, so we may see him turn up to join in the next duel opportunity if Scandal finds himself in a position to do so. He's just got Thug, just cleaning out the creeps here, trying to find that Midas on the Mirana in as good time as he can. But things seem to have slowed down here for the moment, but still 5 for 3 for the side of Finem. But Empire still certainly finding the key farm on those cores, and Ramses looking pretty nice still in that safe lane.
Yeah, he'll have his wait, he's sending it out now? Yeah, so he's got the urn. He's gonna have Haunt for the duel as well, which is another kind of neat synergy really that this team has. So if, you know, Scandal finds the support somewhere on the map, they duel, they haunt, they get the kill. You know, it's bonus damage, it's urn charges. It's very good snowballing potential coming out from them. And we just don't really get a chance to see mid LC a lot, you know? Most people just run it in the off lane, sometimes in safe lane, but mid is a bit of a rare commodity, so I'm interested to see how he builds this.
Let's see. Eyes on Spartan at this point. He's smoked up. They've got a Roar to lead in. They could kill Ramses here. They may even find themselves a second. We'll see how Skylar wants to play. He's just going to Roar at the Disruptor. Go for the easy kill first, Spartan. He was eyeing up Ramses as well, wondering if he could get himself a second. The stun's going to be off point, but he rolls forward, closing the gap. Madara's coming in as well in the cover of Moonlight Shadow, but they're not going to die for that one. Scannel is around in the neighborhood. Madara's just going to reposition himself up here on the top lane. And Skylar and Spartan will start to move around. They've got the Hawk with the vision. They know that Ramses is about. It's going to be a hard kill because he has got that Haunt, but at the same time, if Spartan can land that silence and they can bring him down through the duration of it, they will still be able to get away with it. They know what's up there, Empire. With this warding, though, they see Spartan in this position. They're just not able to do anything about it, though, because at Finem, they've got 4 heroes up top. So Empire will just look to try and find what they can elsewhere. King are looking for the levels in the mid lane, and down bottom, you've still got Afterlife finding that farm on the dark side for the time being.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just going to be going straight for the mech after the Infused Raindrop and the Arcane Boots, so... I guess that's going to be level 6 for Spartan, right? He purchased the Tome of Knowledge, yeah, 425 EXP. That should put him at Magnetized. And I think that FNM just want to keep fighting.
As well, they've dusted Miposhka. Spartan again with the boys, picking up another kill on Empire. And also find themselves the D-Ward here as well with that sentry placement. Very, very nicely done by them.
Some kind of bizarro world where, like, Bounty Hunter just doesn't win a game?
We saw earlier, I think it was Vega and Empire hit by the curse in the best of 3 earlier today, where in the first 2 games, the 2 teams that picked, you know, they're picking up the pace, and as we say, even though the Spartan Aspir's having a great performance, Empire spread amongst them, they're finding the farm, and they are having a really good start themselves as well. It's still incredibly close, 11 minutes in.
Yeah.
To start to beat the bounty of Empire, but still, it's early days. They're going to get the catch out onto Spartan. He kicks away Scandal. They'll find the duel. Ramses joining in as well. There's no save here for Spartan. MNT still level 4. No false promise available, so they will manage to get that kill, and the money goes the way of Scandal as well. So, you know, they're picking up the pace, and as we say, even though the Spartan Aspir's having a great performance, Empire spread amongst them. They're finding the farm, and they are having a really good start themselves as well. It's still incredibly close, 11 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, given the heroes, I would say that Empire are probably going to hit their timing a little bit faster. Just because as soon as Scandal gets his first item, like regardless of whether or not it's Blink Blade Mail, whatever, they just can fight whenever Haunt's off cooldown, and they have Static Storm and Track already available. So all things considered, Spartan, he's still waiting on the freaking courier. Can this guy just get his tome of knowledge? Okay, he has it now. Oh, Madara. Alrighty.
That bounty on him with the Iron Shell. And I like that as well. He came in around the dart pack, so the Slark might not have necessarily known he was taking more damage, because he knew he was going to be taking some anyway. But then it's like, hang on. Certainly dart pack hurts a lot more top lane, leading him in with the Roar. The mana is gone on Ramses. He's not getting himself out of this one. And Spartan again setting it up with Skylark and getting a very, very high priority kill. There's going to be the glimpse back though. They're going to try and look for more Empire. Scannel moving in. He's got a duel, he's got a DD, but the ball's slowing him down. Scannel's like, I'm coming for you. With the track movement speed though, he's going to be able to close the gap. It's going to be another duel win for Scandal. Spartan's going to get himself out as well, and well, track's down on him. The Posture chasing in. I'll turn around now as Dust comes out again. Spartan, he spent so much money on Dust and it's paying off. Scandal's getting killed here by the Necro Creep, so now Thug, he'll finish off the kill on the Legion Commander. So, Finem do manage to make the reaction play there and end up coming out top of that switch around.
Yeah, but Empire are pressuring bottom too. Afterlife's doing some creep cutting down here. He's going to be able to pressure the tier 1 pretty heavily. He's also getting very close to having the mech done.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be kind of a big power spike that I don't know if Finem can necessarily deal with right now, because they don't have like another dedicated mech carrier that's going to be having it anytime soon. And like their Beastmaster is still only sitting on a book 1, so could get a little bit hairy for them soon.
Finem though, they will be able to take down this tier 1 by the looks of it at the top. Bottom lane Afterlife on his own though. He is going to be able to find a tier 1 in trade, so 2 tier 1s going down here across the map. Alright, getting the bonus gold there, and Afterlife will find the bonus gold here. Mech now done.
Well, I guess we're just going to be waiting for ultimates to come off cooldown, and then that will probably be the next engagement. So, all things considered, both teams ready to go at any given point. Got Haunt ready on Empire. Blink Dagger just purchased up on Scandal. So this is, yeah, this is a really strong timing for Empire, actually.
Look at this at top lane, Madara. He's coming around, the Posh is going to spot him out, but they've got the sentry out here. He'll jump straight onto Bounty. Thug joining in as well with the Starstorm. They'll find one, and now Scandal, he's got to run. He's actually going to try and go for the TP out, but they've got an arrow to cancel it. Scandal, he's going to go down as well. That sentry there for Finem making a lot of good things happen, and now they're going to find Ramses as well. The Roar to set it through. They're going to have control, more than enough with Spartan turning in. No chance for a Haunt. The TP's cancelled there from Empire as they find themselves a third Finem. Very, very nice sequence of events there for the Radiant.
Oh, they just couldn't get grouped up in time. Finem were in the right place before, you know, the Darkseer gets at a team fight. They catch out the Bounty Hunter and Scandal isolated from the team. They just drop everything on them and get the kills too fast before Empire are ready. So, just nice positioning. Nice little movement there. Finem getting 3 really big kills, actually.
We're seeing now after the back of that Madara, he has got that Shadow Blade done here on the Slark. Well, mid lane, Thug trapped in a Static Storm, unable to get himself out, but he's got the Savior, Mammoth behind him. False Promise, and the heal's now coming through. Ramses is actually going to go for the Haunt here. We'll see if the heal's going to be enough to save Thug, and it is indeed. They won't find the kill. In fact, on the back lines are Magnetized, coming in huge from Spartan, but Posher's going to drop Spartan. He will lose his life in return. Madara, can he try and clean up here? Pops the Shadow Dance. He's going to continue to try for the time being, but now he backs up. Empire surging for Scandal. Scandal and Legion going to look to try and find a duel. Blinks in, finds Skylark. Skylark's going to get glimpsed back here. Scandal not committing the duel straight away. They'll try and play a Skylark to allow Scandal to get in, and there we go. Follow through duel. Empire, they'll punch back hard at Finem and give themselves a bit more duel damage here on that Legion Commander.
Yeah, he's up to 40 now at 15 minutes. It's actually quite a bit. You know, 40 damage. It's almost a Demon Edge pretty much in your inventory, just straight up. Curious if Scandal's actually going to go back to the Blade Mail, or if he has something else in mind, like maybe he wants to go straight in for the BKB just to ensure that, you know, you don't get wrecked during the duel, but hard to say at this this really early stage. But it doesn't seem like any team is really willing to give any map control away to the other. It's always just fight, fight, fight. If we lose the fight, okay, whatever, but we need to make sure that, you know, the team with the Beastmaster, for example, isn't just taking fights away from us. Like, Empire always want to be aggressive because of that. And likewise, Finem want to be ahead because being ahead with the Beastmaster is just like easy mode. It's like we get map control, taking it away from us becomes significantly harder.
As we saw there in the mid lane, Madara was trying to look for a play as he kind of weaved in between the tier 1s and the tier 2s with the Shadow Blades, but no one to be found at the moment on the side of Empire around mid. They're actually down bottom of Scandal. He's ready to rock and roll. He's got himself DD and Spartan. Oh, getting the kicks out in time. The silence as well. He's going to be able to keep himself alive. Scandal unable to get the duel off of now. Madara jumps in. Look at the King R. Manages to walk himself out of the Static Storm here. Yeah, but they're going to look for more here. The arrow flies through. They'll get King R. And Finem very nicely played. And great reactions from Spartan. I mean, Legion jumped in, double damage ready, and duel online. and was just unable to get it off in time on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, that was pretty insane reaction time, to be honest. To be able to get that off before you get dueled.
Yeah.
That happens, you know, Finem probably have to back up. Scandal goes up to what? I guess he has level 2 duel now, so it'd be like 54 duel damage or something like that. At 17 minutes, that would have been not necessarily the greatest thing for them. But now it's just all about who gets the better engage, who has vision control.
Oh, look at this top. Ramses, he's going to be forced to horn. He gets himself out. The Scandal did find a jewel in mid, and they found themselves a second. They're going to look for Spartan as well. The false promise is not going to save this point. Empire, they hit back. Double kill for Ramses, getting the Spectre online indeed. And he does
2 or
need
3 tracks?
It was definitely at least 2.
He cast 2, but I want to say that there was a third-person track because the Shuriken bounced and like instantly killed 2 of the heroes.
Either way, it's a nice bit of gold here for Empire, and especially the fact that the Spectre was involved. Because the Spectre is starting to fall behind in net worth, as we can see, compared to the Slark and the Mirana. There certainly is a gap there, evolving at 17 minutes in.
Yeah, but I think that's also due to the nature of the heroes. Like, Slark typically wants to play away from the team, whereas Mirana kind of wants to be involved.
Oh, Madara going in onto King R. They've lost the tower, but the TP's coming for already. King R goes for the glimpse of outplay. A Wilkins one back to base here, but now coming forward with the Magnetize. They'll find themselves a second. They're locked down onto Ramses. He's pounced up, he's trapped down, and he's brought down. They'll find themselves a third. Looking for the TP afterlife. He will make it just in time. But again, this game, back and forth, back and forth. We see Finem take a good fight well somewhere on the map. Empire come and hit them back. And Empire, they take the tier 1. They feel that they're safe to do so. They do find it, but they fail to find the follow-up. I just find Madara might. He's there with the Shadow Blade, jumps in. King R's gone. Oh, and this stun from 2 Spartan. Finds Meposh, gets a double kill for Madara. Silenced up on Afterlife. He's rolling in, gets the slow out. The controls, there's a triple kill for the Slark. And a lot of that thanks down once again to Spartan's play on this Earth Spirit. They really are pulling out the big guns here. Absolutely on point. But they're not going to be able to find the follow-up. I just find Madara might. He's there with the Shadow Blade, jumps in. King R's gone. Oh, and this stun from 2 Spartan. Finds Meposh, gets a double kill for Madara. Silenced up on Afterlife. He's rolling in, gets the slow out. The controls, there's a triple kill for the Slark. And a lot of that thanks down once again to Spartan's play on this Earth Spirit. They really are pulling out the big guns here at Finem, and it's incredibly impressive to watch. 20 to 11 now.
He felt so strong with the surge. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get this glimpse. And then like 2 seconds, not even later, he's just obliterated by the Slark.
He got fish fingered. He really did.
Yeah, wasn't the best. So they secured the tier 2 tower. Roshan's up, but I don't think it's really possible for them to do. Haunts are ready to go here for Empire, so it's going to be a tiny bit risky. Yeah, this game is, you know, it's getting a little bit push more in favor of Finem just because of the last 2 fights, and obviously getting the towers is going to help in that regard too. You know, we now see a Thug finish up the Aghanim Scepter, so he'll be able to push out the waves pretty consistently. But you can't sleep on a late game Spectre, and especially not when you have the use of a Bounty Hunter as well. And Empire, they just want to go out for full-on aggression.
Absolutely. It's totally understandable why, exactly for the reasons that you've stated. And well, looks like with this smoke, they're actually going to go into the Roshan pit.
Oh, this is good. I mean, I didn't expect them to go to Roshan with this, because their team is, you know, it's pretty safe to kill Roshan because you have mech and you have the heal, but you don't really kill it that fast. Yeah, and it doesn't really look like Finem are going to realize it in time.
They're drawing lines on the map. They know something's up. But they're not going to get there in time with the medallion from Bounty. They're going to make short work of this by the looks of it, Empire. And Finem, yeah, this is going to be one that's going to go beneath their eyes here. There we have it. Aegis now and Ramses. They'll give themselves the Roshan, and it's just objectives like this that's really going to help keep Empire in the game and allow them to have a better chance of taking these team fights against the side of Finem here on a full 5-on-5.
Yeah, that was a really nice move. It's a team that you look at on paper and you don't necessarily think early Roshan, right? I mean, 20 minutes isn't super early, but it's still kind of early enough in the game where you second guess, okay, are they actually going to go straight for Roshan after that fight, or are they going to come for us? And I think that Finem were expecting the aggressive play and just postured themselves to be ready for that instead of being ready for the Roshan.
Finem certainly looking for those aggressive maneuvers now as they come straight up top and just put the pressure bang onto the tier 2. We'll see what kind of reaction Empire want to kind of bring out here. They're all around the mid. Eyes potentially towards the top, and they are going to start to move the jungle. The scan comes out from Finem. They know that Empire are closing in, but they've already found themselves the tier 2, and it will be Finem on the high ground advantage. Meposhka's there, but they've got the level 3 neck with the stun coming out, and it's going to catch the man. Spartan rolls in. They'll take down the Bounty Hunters to start this fight off. Outwarding there, paying dividends, and the Necro 3's roaming around. It's not a safe place for a Bounty Hunter.
You're going to be getting the ideal jump Like, you catch out the Slark with a duel, or heck, anyone at this point is good. Catching Beastmaster, Slark, Mirana, they're all pretty good targets. And just getting a core off the map with the Blade Mail duel on the LC is priority number 1, more or less.
We'll see what the plan is now, because Empire, they're looking to want to fight. TP down to the bottom lane here from Miposh, because he rejoins the boys. Ramsey's now to 1600 gold on top of the Yashin, and Spartan and MT. We'll see what the plan is now, because Empire, they're looking to want to fight. TP down to the bottom lane here from Miposh, because he rejoins the boys. Ramsey's now to 1600 gold on top of the Yashin, and Spartan and MT. Just going to drop the double sentry. That's a new one.
You know, it's just being doubly safe, just in case.
Absolutely. I'm sure.
I mean, come on, Owen. I've seen you play Dota. There's been worse things that have happened.
Yeah, I would have put 3 down there, Andy. Actually joking, I don't buy sentries at all. I'm a scrub.
That happens. Nobody needs vision anyway. That's overrated for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Apart from I mean, for the pros though, they're the smart ones. It's all about the vision game here in this high level, for sure. That's why we're seeing Beastmaster, Bounty coming out so frequently.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, the next bit of play here for Empire, it's got to be a careful one. We'll see what they are able to do. They've still got that Aegis on Ramses, and the question is whether they're able to achieve any objectives whilst they have that down. I mean, the pressure really is onto them. You know, at Finem, they've been reacting to every kind of play that Empire go for, and normally coming out on top. BKB now done on the Slark as well, so he's going to look very scary with that alongside his Silver Edge. Might not have the biggest damage outputs, but good luck killing the Brute. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough, but again, it's all down to initiation.
Oh, I'm talking about initiation. Scandal jumps in here, looking for Thug with the Blade Mail as well. They'll find it quick. The question is, can Finem do anything in return? Spartan rolls in, rolls out, drops the Magnetize out. Madara coming through as well. He's going to look for the cleanup. Eyes on Scandal. He's looking for the setup with the Dark Pack. He's not even going to need to use the pounce. He's still got that, and he's going to hold it for Ramses. There's the raw follow from Skylark. They'll find themselves a second, but he's got the Aegis. Vacuum, bringing them back into the Static Storm. False Promise just in time to keep Skylark alive, and now they turn attention back towards Ramses. The pounce follow-ups there. Madara pops the BKB. They'll take down a second. Now they'll look to chase for more. The kickstun, not going to catch anything from the Earth Spirit, and now it's Empire on the retreat. Afterlife trying to juke around to the sidelines, but Spartan, he's got eyes on him. We're going to see the glimpse back, bringing the Slark away from the Disruptor, but he's going to bring him back in towards Afterlife. They've boulder smashed his off point, but Madara looking to chase forward. He's got the pounce. He's going to miss as well. Afterlife juking this one out for the time being. Spartan taking a heavy amount of damage here from the Thunderstrike, being undone as well. The vacuum back in. They'll actually clearing up a second here. Afterlife still trying to fight, but Madara, he's got the Shadow Dance. He'll 5-1, gets himself out of the kinetic field in time, and this could be the Slark cleanup. He's got 22, 23, 24, 25 stacks of Essence Shift. He will clean up a bit here in the fight. Stays alive here. It ends up being a 4 for 4, but I think the huge emphasis there is the fact that the Slark lives through it all, finds a heavy amount of kills, and he's now 10, 1, and 9 in this game.
Well, we talked about,
but I actually look at the gold. Actually, screw everything I said. They've got a goddamn bounty hunter. Empire just made a crap ton of money.
Yeah, Bounty lived through the entire fight. He was the sole survivor, actually. So even though they lost Aegis, you know, they lost Ramses anyway. When you have Bounty Hunter, you kind of just love those fights. But it's interesting because the Slark wants a drawn-out fight because he wants to be the guy getting those Essence Shift stacks. And we saw at the end he had like 25, still has 25. That means he's hitting so hard, so fast that you can't really fight him. But if you're trading even numbers, it's always going to favor the team with the bounty. The only difference is the cores didn't live through the fight.
Yeah. I mean, it just looked like, it was like, oh, Slark, yeah, he's alive. Everyone else is dead. Oh, JK, they got a bounty hunter, which pretty much was the case.
Yeah, more or less.
We'll see if Finem nonetheless are able to find some objects off the back of it. They'll look for the tier 1 bottom. Horn's going to be back up in a few seconds, though, so we may see Empire try and fight again. They've got the Static Storm, they've got the Jewel, they're ready to go. Imposter's going to lead in, looking for the vision, but the arrow flying in isn't going to quite clip onto the Disruptor, so he's able to back off. Now coming in with the Horn, we'll see who they're able to focus down. Scandal jumping into the middle of it, looking for MNT with the Roar, holding him in place, and Madara trying to cut him down, will find one. The vacuum into the Static Storm is there, but they've already cleaned up two, and Madara with the BKB with the Shadow Dance, looking to clean up more. The kickstone, the boulder smash, cacting out Afterlife. It's a double kill for Slark as they find themselves a third, and now rolling forward. They've got eyes on Miposhka. The dust is out as well. He's trying to duke it out, but Thug jumps forward. The Starstorm comes flying down. Miposhka taken out as well, and again, the stun, the silence from Spartan. They've got the control on Ramses. He will be able to get himself down to low ground there with the dagger, but they've lost 4 here, and this time, I mean, again, the gold, it says it's going the way of Empire, but I think that might be Volvo being a bit high on something. I mean, that's not right. That's not right. That's a great fight for Finem. Even I, a 4K scrub, can see that. They get a tower as well. 3.6k gold now on the Slark. Well, even rolling in for more there, seeing if Ramses hangs around. But this Slark is getting incredibly out of hand. Oh, in fact, bit of a bait there. Ramses is like, oh, you're teeping away, I'll come back in. Madara says, no, we'll fight if you want to. Ramses looking for Spartan. Madara's still there here with the Shadow Blade. Rolling down to the bottom. He's going to get glimpsed back. Madara jumps in with the silver hedge hit. And Ramses, he's gone. Ramses, he's gone. Shadow, he'll duel Madara. But Madara, you don't want to duel this Slark. He's got a bazillion. He's got a bazillion stacks here of Essence Shift. Ultimate's coming in, trying to vacuum him back. But Madara pumps the BKB. The Raw's there as well. Madara is an absolute monster. They're going to find Ultimate at the time. No, he gets the grease out of time. Madara jumping forward. He's got Shadow Dance again. Madara, 40 Essence Shift stacks. He's beyond got like with a triple kill. This bloody Slark. 15-1-11. Oh my goodness. Oh my Gideon. I mean.
So turns out when Blade Mail reflects the damage type that you deal to the Blade Mail, right? Which means that Madara is reflecting physical damage to himself.
He doesn't give a damn.
But he has 30 plus armor.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter that he's reflecting physical damage, because in comparison, Scandal only has 11 armor. So regardless of the Blade Mail, you're just getting shreked. Like, for sure. There's no way it's gonna work out.
Miposhka.
No.
Well, Scandal gets he joins the third. Static Storm's down as well. It has caught Madara out, but it doesn't matter. He's just punching and punching and punching and punching. Now eyes onto Ramses. Got to be a little bit careful. He's got the Shadow Dance. Does he get it off in time? He doesn't. Does he get the Shadow Dance out? And now Ramses looking for the come up and finds himself a triple kill. This is the exact defense that they need on the side of Empire. Punishing it hard, and that is not to be taken lightly. That is a lot of money going to Ramses. 2.4k off the back of that. At Finem. A little bit of a throw, maybe more of just a gentle toss, but Empire will be happy with that.
Yeah, that was, we'll call it a lob, you know? They're just trying to set up Empire for a little bit of a... Oh man, the Roshan spawn too. This is actually really bad timing to throw
Okay, that's a full-on pitch to the back of the field.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't actually just straight up buy back as soon as they realized, because they have the Hawk over the pit, right? Like, it just died to the Ion Shell a second ago, or Ramses, whoever. But yeah, okay, now they buy back. Might be a little bit late now, boys.
Boys?
Okay, they're gonna force Empire out of the pit anyway.
Yep,
they don't kill Roshan super fast, so I guess they could go for the delayed buyback play.
Well, yeah, they can just try and go for themselves around Finem. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this Aegis. They try and stabilize the game, or with these buybacks, they try and just gun-ho it.
Oh, they're gonna YOLO swag down bottom. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
Let's go, boys.
They're gonna wait for the book to come back up, and they're just gonna go.
Aegis, as you said in DJ, just a minute before that Necro is going to be back up, of course, just used there for the Roshan attempt. But well, let's see how this one pans out for Finem. They'll be fighting into a team where they themselves have 3 buybacks on cooldown, but at the same time, tier 2s and a tier 1 is still up, so Finem won't be feeling that vulnerable themselves. So they may, as you say, just try and look to push the issue and just try and use the fact that they are relatively ahead at the moment. And I guess the case is, though, yeah, buybacks are on cooldown, of course, as well for Empire. So both teams in a similar situation, but Finem certainly with the upper hand here.
Yeah, I do believe that... okay, they're going back a little bit to farm, but they have bots on Thugs, so it's not a big deal. Like, Skylark is the only one who has to run back over. Kind of surprised to see them not pressuring a little bit more. Maybe they're just thinking, okay, we did kind of commit buybacks on a lot of our heroes to make sure that we secured Roshan, and just having the Aegis with the Beastmaster should be enough to make Empire feel scared. And maybe even if we don't push, they're still going to be apprehensive about getting out on the map, and that can be enough. You know, you're still dealing economical damage, you're not farming as efficient. You know, your Slark is still a madman. Like, trying to stop this guy is going to be really tough. But yeah, I don't know, it's definitely Finem in favor, no question about that. But with Ramses getting that huge influx of gold, finishing off the Diffusal, having the Manta style already, there's always that, like, thought in the back of your mind, you know, can Empire actually make a comeback here?
I think that well, yeah, if that happens again, if Finem kind of overstay their welcome, it certainly could happen. We saw them kind of get up to a 10k net worth lead. It then kind of fell down just a little tiny bit. It's now started to stabilize around 8k. But we know, you know, one more fight like that where Ramses gets a triple kill. If Miposhka is able to get the track gold out, you know, they can very, very easily turn that one around. So Finem can't afford to make any mistakes against a Spectre Bounty lineup. It's probably one of the worst lineups to kind of make mistakes during the late game against.
Yeah, definitely. There's no question about that. It is kind of getting to the point, though, where making a mistake is becoming increasingly difficult for Red Venom. Like, they have this BKB Aegis Butterfly now completed on Slark. That is, that's pretty terrifying, to be honest.
Especially with the backup that he's got as well, the fact that he has got that Oracle behind him. I mean, maybe next time as well, he has that Glimmer Cape done. So there's so much that he can throw out in order to keep Madara alive. It really is quite terrifying indeed. And we'll see how much Finem are able to get away with here, as they're about to come round and start to push down this bottom lane. And it's exactly as you called it about a minute ago, waiting for that Necrobot to come back online. It's under 20 seconds, the Beastmaster's going to have it, and with that, Finem can try and attempt to force the base and get the most out of this Aegis on the slot.
Yeah, it'll be a hard defense for Empire, no doubt. I don't even know if they can defend this, honestly. They're going to need buybacks for sure. Spectre has one, and Disruptor has one. Everyone else does not have buyback.
Spartan rolling himself into position on the sidelines. See, Madara still standing his ground, pounding through this. Ramses comes forward, and Madara just starts to trade the hits. They'll use the Moonlight Shadow. Madara falling low, and that false promise coming just in time. And Ramses, he's got to be careful. In fact, Ramses is being controlled, and one more touch, and Ramses will go down. He's going to get taken down by Spartan. Beautiful pull there on the boulder. Will finish off the Spectre, and as you said, he may have to think about buying back. Static Storm coming out. It will control Spartan. There's the buyback horn. They'll manage to put the Aegis on the Slark. They will find the kill to the Earth Spirit as well. The question is, how much can this Slark go on his own? He gets jeweled immediately. Did get the BKB up, but it might not matter. The Blade Mail this time choking for Madara. Falling low. He'll manage to pounce himself away just in time here. Can he escape? No. There we go. The arrows coming down there for the Legion Commander. They've trapped up Thug here in the kinetic field. The Starstorm not going to do enough. It's going to be a third kill for Empire. Did cost them the buyback there on the Spectre, but they'll again take that every time. And they do manage to force them back out the base. They did lose the melee Rex though, but you just cannot do this against a Spectre Bounty lineup. This is going to be Empire slowly climbing their way back up the board and getting themselves to the point where they're going to be even. And one more fight like that, they'll be on top and ahead of Finem.
The scary thing is when Empire are actually outside of their base and they feel like they can pressure lanes, because then there's opportunities for you to get picked. You know, you have to worry about the Disruptor pick potential, the Spectre having Haunt off cooldown in about 60 seconds, and like we already talked about, the Bounty Hunter track gold. So that defense, yeah, Finem got what they came for. They got the racks, but at the same time, when you're dead, Empire just pushing out every single lane. Like, top is the only one that's still going in your favor right now, and they're even going to get the tier 2 in the middle lane in response to the push that came their way a little while ago. So I guess the biggest concern for Empire, outside of the fact that Slark is still really hard to deal with, is Scandal's item progression's a little bit stunted here. He's being forced into positions where he has to go for like duels that more often than not are going to get him killed. But it's like if he doesn't do it, then they don't have a lockdown.
Oh, and they're going straight away with the Roar onto Scandal. He's gone bam just like that. The power of the Beastmaster being showcased here. Oh, the vacuum! Oh. They've managed to catch them in the Static Storm as well, and MNT's gone! Spartan's well taken down as well! The wombo combo there from Afterlife. Absolutely insane, and they're now getting themselves out of there. Oh, that beautiful surge blink. The jukes are real, and Dark's ears out. Very nice stuff indeed. Nice. Very, very nice stuff indeed. Afterlife and King are making those combo plays happen. And this is, of course, this is a man as well. We've got to note, Disruptor, he's nearly level 16 on top of the fact that he's got the Aghanims.
That's Bounty Hunter right there. That's why he has Aghanims. There's no other way. Like, when you're behind that many kills and you have 40 CS in a 35-minute game, pretty much just going to be thanking Mapashka there. Whatever means necessary. But yeah, this game is still, honestly, anyone's. It's kind of crazy to think about, but it was a 15,000 experience lead and a 10,000 gold lead just a little while back, and 2 fights later, they've brought more than half of that advantage down.
And look at Slark. He's actually moving very, very greedily up here onto the top lane. He's going to spot out Ramses. He's going to go for it. Ramses does have a Haunt. He's got a dagger as well in a second. I mean, Madara will take as much as he can in terms of the stats. And King Arc coming in with the control. They don't have the vision though, so Madara will be able to get away with this kind of play. And he'll be happy. Manages to steal 9 stacks. That's always going to help for the next fight.
Well, not like that, but forcing out the Haunt. That's the bigger thing. Yeah. Like, Haunt is not a low cooldown. Even at level 3, it's 2 minutes. So 2 minutes to walk down mid, apply pressure to the tier 3 tower, maybe even go poke bottom, you know, get the range tracks because it doesn't actually regen anything. There's a lot of things that you can do in 2 minutes right now if you're at Finem, and they know that. They're just like tunnel visioning down mid right now.
Oh, yeah. Again, we saw them do this on the bottom. They smoke up everyone behind Madara and Thug. Looking to try and see if they can bait some kind of reaction from Empire. Miposhka, he's sitting back at the moment. Did get a deep observer now. But they're going to need him back here to get the tracks out and make sure that he does find some action happen. Here we go. Necro units moving on to the tier 3. Scandal jumps in, gets the duel off onto Madara. Can they keep Madara alive? They got the false promise of Scandal getting chunked. Madara might even just win this duel. No, Scandal will stay alive a bit, but now bringing Madara and MT into the static storm. The roar coming through. They've taken down 2. Now focusing Ramses. He's got to run. He's got to hide. They did actually lose the Slark there. Too much damage through the false promise for him to stay alive. And they'll bring back Thug with the glimpse. They'll punish the Mirana as well. And that's going to be the gem being dropped. So they'll get the gem back over to the side of Empire. Oh, it was Empire's anyway, so they nearly lost it. Afterlife went down, of course, but Empire managed to keep control of the gem. And they take down those 2 high cores. And again, it's Ramses living through all this. This is... I can't remember the last time we saw Finem come on top of a team fight. They just seem to be losing each and every time, and this is just allowing Empire to catch up absolutely massively. Ramses now with 4.5k gold in the bank on his Spectre. You've got to really be careful now with these plays if you're Finem, because it's getting to very, very rocky territory.
Yeah, the Aghanim's Disruptor is coming in huge. Like, because of the chain of initiation, okay, so they blink in Scandal, they get the duel off, and then normally, after the duel is done, since Slark was alive due to False Promise, you would imagine there's a BKB. But the problem is you can't BKB. Yeah. Static Storm lasts for 7 seconds with Aghanims. So that's 7 seconds where you're either being disabled by the duel, and then you can't pop BKB after the fact because the storm is still there. It just means that, you know, Madara doesn't have an escape mechanism anymore. He's just dead. He can't ult, he can't BKB, he's just a goner. And Slark is like the most influential hero, I would say, in the team fights right now, outside of maybe, you know, Thug, and I guess now with the addition of the Refresher and the Beastmaster, maybe Skylark is going to have an equal opportunity to make something happen. But yeah, it's a little bit rough right now for Finem. Breaking the high ground is no small task.
Radiance now picked up as well. I mean, that even though it's at a later portion, as you've already mentioned, just the fact that they've got that Static Storm holding back the BKBs. You know, you trap them in that Static Storm and you get the Horn out with the Radiance Burn, it's still going to be very, very effective at this part of the game. Roshan's back up in 35 seconds. We'll see who's going to be able to get away with that one. It's going to be a very, very important point of the game as well, because if Finem do get it, we'll see them in the situations like that where maybe they're able to get Madara on the front lines. They're able to get the Static Storm on the Horn out and then fight off the back of a second life. But at the same time, we've seen them fight down bottom with an Aegis, and Empire are still able to come out on top. Empire now, they're smoking up. Horn is there from Ramses. So very aware that Roshan is going to be back up very, very shortly, and I think they'd love to find a pick-off before this one kicks off.
This fight is going to be so important for both teams. Like, this one could just blow the game wide open. If Empire wins,
Spawn.
It's going to be...
Oh, that range indeed. Catching Spartan on the tip, and he's down 70 seconds at the same time. You're just going to see the illusions battling out without Finem here down bottom, and there's going to be a buyback immediately from Spirit. Spartan is not messing around. And look, we can see Spartan as well. He just draws a line directly down the mid lane. Madara says, no, hang on, dude. We've got to get ourselves Roshan. But you can see just from the indication, Spartan really wants to make an attempt down mid.
This might backfire for Empire, actually.
Yeah, Horn's down for 90 seconds. And they're going to be fighting against Aegis.
Yeah, this is actually going to backfire. Like, killing the Earth Spirit doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's pretty much about Roshan, and they wanted to try to get some kind of map positioning, but the problem is, Spartan's place on the map was really far away from the Roche pit. So as soon as they go on him, they just say, okay, I have buyback, it's fine, whatever, you know? They wasted Haunt again. So all you guys gotta do is just kill Roshan. If they run over to the pit, I'll be back for the fight anyway. That was actually like... I mean, getting the kill is nice and everything, and when you smoke, you want to go for it, but now it's an Aegis push again here from Finem, and they don't have a Haunt.
They don't indeed. Still 50 seconds on that, and that's a lot of time for Finem to play with. They do have that big Static Storm though, and we've seen how much that can do in these fights, but they've always relied on a Horn as well. So let's see what Finem can find against Empire at the moment in their current state. Madara from money, the stun. He's going to connect onto Ramsey's silence as well. We purged off Arrow, flying back through. And they'll heal Madara back up. Wait for the next creep wave, and then they'll start to push again. I mean, as long as Empire can do this a couple of times, they are going to get to the point where that Horn is back and available for Ramses. 24 seconds now on it.
Well, he's got buyback too now, which is a good thing. Before the push, when they were coming down mid, he didn't actually have buyback, so... The buyback Haunt will be in effect here in 10 seconds.
Here we go, Madara. Moving in on the front, Arrow's going to come through, not going to catch anyone here, jumping straight in onto the Slark. Slark dropping low, vacuum back as well, they'll take the Aegis down. Getting ready for round
I think
two.
they stormed this, right?
Now they're going to set up.
Yep.
Indeed, they are. Storm straight down. Can they save Madara? The false promise will be there, but coming out of the Haunt, Scandal looks for the jewel on the Oracle on the backlines, making sure to eliminate one. They'll find two. Ramses with a double kill. Madara trying to fight with the BKB. The Shadow Dance, but he pops. The false promise damage was far too much. And again, Finem just unable to break the base. Empire defend. They find themselves another triple kill for Ramses. It's a 4.3k gold swing, and indeed, Ramses, he's hungry, he's tasty, he wants blood, and he's going to get themselves another one there with the help of the team. Gem now hits the deck, goes back the way of Empire, and now they're ready to force this down the lane. Look at the buyback situation. Only the Slark has it available. None on the Spirit, not enough money on the Beastmaster. Oracle will be back in 20 seconds, but this back and forth game looks to now be in a very strong position for Empire.
I think Finem are going to be kicking themselves with that bottom push where they originally had, you know, the godlike Slark, and it just seemed like Madara was going way too ham. Ends up giving away that kill that brings Empire back into the game. They stop that one push. And even if they get the Aegis afterwards, it just seems like Bounty Hunter Spectre is a little bit of a decent combo from when you're behind, and also can't discredit the Aghanim's Disruptor too. It's been doing a ton of work.
Madara's trying to go in here as well. He's brought back for this one. Oh, that's cheeky.
Got him.
Yep, they'll bounce down though. Continue.
Oh no!
Oh no! Move out of the way, boys!
No, that's the illusions. Okay. Fine.
Alright, just about. And they might go back in here. They're definitely going to go back in. Here we go. Static Storm is going to trap Thug, and Thug, he's gone. Unstoppable now for Ramses. Oh man, this is, you know, we can see how their will is the range racks bottom. So, I mean, still in an advantage in terms of base situation, but the last, just what, kind of 20 minutes of gameplay has, I mean, just look at the graph. Look at the graph. 10k advantage in net worth, swinging right back down over to the side of Empire. It's nearly a 20k swing within the last 10 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, it's 20,000 gold and experience, more or less. Like, we're rounding here, but it's close enough. It's kind of painful because it felt like Finem had all the tools they needed to end the game. They had Madara farming like a ridiculous amount of the Slark. Empire took a really bad engagement bottom lane too before they were actually sieging the base when they had just lost a fight. Madara still had like 25 stacks of Essence Shift, and then Empire tried to fight anyway and just got bodied, like just absolutely destroyed. And then it's like, okay, Finem should be able to take this, no big deal. Then they overcommit to a Rax push, end up giving away a lot against a team with the Bounty Hunter. They fight again bottom near the tier 1, give away more track kills, and from there it just got a little bit out of hand.
And here we have an Empire smoking up, very much in a position of strength to look for the fights themselves. And this is it's an interesting one, but it could be the item to shut down the game. BKB is going to be picked up here by Ramses.
BKB is the item that he likes to buy the most, I think, of all the Spectre players that I've seen so far. It's really solid, though. Against, like, Earth Spirit, for example, you're just taking an insane amount of magical damage, just that alone with the Aghanims, even on the Mirana. You're talking about blocking potentially, what, 4 Starstorms at the same time, and arrow magnetized damage. It is well worth it in this game. Not to mention, you don't want to be disarmed either from the Oracle. That can be really frustrating as a core.
I really, really can, and well, we've seen each and every time Finem, they've really been the ones to try and push up to Empire's base. And Empire's slammed them back down. Empire now getting the pressure on down the bottom lane. They'll take the tier 2. Finem look to try and force them back here. And they will do indeed. TP's already coming out from Empire, so they're going to be ready and hot with the defense. And Finem, they just don't feel confident enough to try and go for it this time and just simply TP back. I mean, what do Finem need to really have a better chance in these fights? Is there any kind of key item that's around the corner that they need to try and pick up before they go again?
They kind of need the Beastmaster to open on the Disruptor, I think. That's probably the best case scenario. Because if you watch what happens whenever Finem push into high ground, it's like a duel into a static storm, and then the Slark is just dead. Even having a false promise doesn't really matter, because the hero is still stuck there for 7 seconds after the duel wears off where you can't really use anything, so it's just delaying the inevitable. He pops his BKB after he walks out, still dies to the false promise damage after the fact. So that would be really nice. If the Slark himself could actually find a jump onto the Disruptor, I think that hero is actually, like, priority number 1. Like, forget the Spectre, just the Disruptor needs to die, because if that hero is dead, then you don't have to worry about the duel being such a scary thing. Although easier said than done, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. It really requires just Yeah, I've been them to be absolutely hot in their game in terms of, as you said, how they initiate the fight and who they focus down first. But so far, Empire, they've been able to just outplay Finem, as we're seeing. With these pushes, with each fight, Empire have just managed to make their way around them. Ramses is now incredibly fat on this Spectre, nearing onto level 25. He's got 4.3k on top of his build already, and it's already a very, very, very scary build. Empire continue to hold their position here. Looks like they themselves not really wanting to jump in onto Finem yet. They've seen the mistakes of their opponents, and they just want to make sure that they don't fall into the same trap themselves.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic too. Like, this whole time we've been watching Empire play defensive Dota, where they're sitting on their high ground and Finem are always walking into them. That makes it a lot easier for heroes like Disruptor and the Legion Commander to set up the perfect initiation. Because who else hits the tower really besides the Slark? Okay, Thug can hit it, I guess, but he's not really building for a right click. You know, it's got BKB, Lincoln's, Aghanim's, Blink. That's not really a sieging build. Beastmaster can do it too, but you're kind of relying on him to lock down either the Spectre, the LC, or the Disruptor. Those are like the three that we talked about before. So when Finem are getting pushed, instead of being the ones pushing, they themselves can set up for a better Beastmaster initiation, a better initiation from Spartan, and maybe look to turn the fights that way.
I'm sorry, we can see from the lines drawn on the map, I think that's what Spartan just saying, be wary of this area. As just a lot of calls seem to be made by Spartan. I obviously can't hear what they're saying, but he is the one constantly drawing markings on the map for his team. And we're seeing just both teams now playing very, very, very careful. Everyone knows that whoever is going to make the next mistake, it's going to be a costly one. And they're just waiting for Roshan there. Here we go. Empire into the pit. Finem opposite side of the map. And Empire should be able to find this one before any kind of reaction comes out from the Radiant.
I don't know if this is... Finem need to fight this, I think. I don't know... How are they going to kill Ramses 2 times? That seems like really tough. So here's the thing, right? Ramses is sitting on a ton of gold. He can pick up the Aegis. He drops his drums for it. He can die, and then die again, and then buy back, and then haunt. Spectre is like one of the best heroes with an Aegis because of that reason. You just make the enemy team commit so many resources to actually taking you down those first 2 times, and they're like, alright, sweet, we can win the fight, and then you buy back and you haunt, and they're like, oh, right. We forgot you can do that. It's happened so many times with late game Spectre. And I don't know if Finem have enough resources to be able to take him down that many times. With the rest of his team, of course, as well.
I mean, yeah, I guess the only thing would be to do to try and wait out that Aegis before you fight into him. As you said, it's just going to be so hard to deal with the Spectre in his current state. It really, really is. And that's just kind of down to whether Empire are able to abuse that and start to try and go for an aggressive play themselves. As we're seeing them kind of, you know, being very careful with the way that they've been footing themselves around Finem, but maybe with that Aegis they'll finally try and get something going. We can see a lot of money coming up on some of these heroes as well. As you said, a lot of it down to the bounty. 4.2k now, and King R on top of his Aghanims. And indeed, they're going to go for the smoke. They want to try and end this up. Aegis and cheese, it's go time. It really is.
It definitely is. They have everything they need, you know. They have Solar Crest, Lotus Orb for the Spectre hitting high ground. You can even put it on the LC when he duels someone. They have the Vlads. They have pretty much all the tools and more.
Let's see all the players. Ramses revealing himself, of course. The rest remaining behind him. They'll start to hit on the tower. Let's see what the side of Finem want to do in reaction to this. The TP coming in from Slark. And Scouting setting up for potential duel straight away. Nice. Not going to go for it. They'll blink back. Ramses still sticking around. The fortification now coming out from Madara. Jumping in, gets the Silver Edge touching Ramses with the Manta. It's going to be fine. Loads but he gets himself out with the Invis. Now with the Diffuser Blade charges. Looking for Spartan. Gets the roll off. Will be able to get himself out of harm's way. And Finem, they look to just be, they're doing it here. They are defending. They'll jump onto Ramses. Starstorm going through as well, but Ramses, he's turning. He's trying to fight this. Will get surged back. Can they chase this down? Afterlife, it's going to get taken down. The kickstun not finish off the Beastmaster. Madara might just pop. No, the heals were enough this time, and in fact, he comes straight back out of this one, looking incredibly healthy. They've found 2. Ramses looking to chase down Madara, but he gets himself out with the Invis. Now with the Diffuser Blade charges, looking for Spartan. Gets the roll off. Will be able to get himself out of harm's way. And Finem, they look to just be, they're doing it here. They are defending. They'll jump onto Ramses. Starstorm going through as well, but Ramses, he's turning. He's trying to fight this. Will get surged back. Can they chase this down? Afterlife, it's going to get taken down. The kickstun not going to quite reach onto Ramses, but Thug jumping forward. He's going to have the Ag Starstorm coming off again in a minute, and the natural one itself, and he'll find it. Thug doing it there with the cleanup. 8k gold now on the Mirana. It's a team wipe against the side of Empire. And we've seen time and time again the strength of Empire's high ground defense. Just there, we're seeing the power of Finem's.
Yeah, it's exactly the dynamic that we were talking about, though. The fact that Skylark's able to get a much more reliable initiation, I don't know if he double roared Scandal, but he definitely roared him once. So we were talking about the two-part initiation of having the Legion Commander with the Disruptor and being able to kill the Slark reliably. The problem with that engagement was the Slark got his BKB off when the duel came out. So instead of the Static Storm dealing damage during the duel, it did nothing. And that means that Madara pops his ulti, gets healed to pretty much full damage, because I'm pretty sure that there was also at least 1 or 2 Purifying Flames rolling on him as well. And, you know, you think he's going to pop, but then you realize that he can go invisible, the regeneration counts as healing, that's also doubled by the False Promise as well, and he just shoots back up from like 30% to full HP. And then at that point, Scandal's already dead. Fight is pretty much won at that point for Finem, so nicely done. Very good defense. Granted, they still did lose their Rax, but Empire committed a lot to kill that Rex.
Yeah, they really did. On a similar level to the amount that we saw Finem just commit to find the Rex from Empire earlier on the bottom. But maybe at this point of the game, just with a trade much more costly. The fact that Finem found as much as they did off the back of that fight, and as which is, I mean, it's just got the net worth swing. As we see, it's come right back to 0. It really has. Up and down this game.
It's like a theme park, man.
Yeah, absolutely, it really is.
I mean, would you expect anything less, though, from the Grand Finals of the EU Manila qualifiers?
No, I mean, that's the thing. This is the caliber of Dota that we expect to see come out. You know, we've had however many teams turn up for the 2 groups, and now just down to this final 2. It's incredibly impressive stuff from both sides, and it's, I mean, Finem, of course, kind of the story that a lot of people might not have expected, anticipated to get as far as they have done, but they're certainly proving to us that these guys, they deserve the spot in this grand finals. They've earned it. At the same time, Empire, a team looking a bit rocky towards the start of the qualifiers, but they're back here, and now they're bringing some of the highest Dota, and it's just going to be incredibly exciting regardless of which team gets through to see how they do against some of the direct invites. You know, the Manila Major is going to be absolutely insane for sure. With the amount of just the quality of Dota we're seeing already just in the qualifier stage. And as I say that, Thug, come on, I'm trying to talk up the quality of Dota, and you go and fat finger your BKB. Come on, come on, come on, son.
I've seen that happen so many times though, because somebody has like an item in the wrong spot. He actually moved his inventory around as soon as he did that. That's the oops, BKB's in the wrong spot inventory swap. I've done that before. I know the pain. I mean, that was a 9-second BKB, so that was not really the best one to pop, but you know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it probably won't happen again.
They're just going to scan here. Nothing's going to hit. As Anthony just check if anyone's going to be moving around from the side of Empire.
Yeah, Empire, it was a smoke scan, just checking to make sure that they weren't going for an aggressive play.
I mean, Empire themselves, they seem very defensive now with their posture.
Yeah, they have to be, because Ramses fought back. Like, their whole team died, and the only person to buy back was Ramses. So I'm not sure if he felt like he needed to or whatever, but he still got 3.5 minutes before that's back up.
So's Legion as well, so's Scandal.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah, they both bought back. All right. So yeah, that's like, what, 4 minutes before Empire are going to feel safe enough to push outside of the base again? It's just too much of a risk. I think even though Finem got a little bit of the lead back in the way of experience, the gold is still pretty much the same. And I still feel like Spectre maybe carries the gold a little bit better than the Slark does at this stage in the game. So with that in mind, if you feel like you have the better late game, then you don't make the mistake of pushing outside of your base when you don't have buybacks.
Absolutely not. This is a vulnerable position indeed for Empire, but they are very strong. They can hold their own in these fights, so we will see if it comes to the point where the side of Finem are able to force them into a position of sitting on the sidelines without that buyback available, but it's going to require them to make a play happen in the next 3 minutes. We'll see if they have what it takes to actually pull that off. So at the moment, just forcing in all the lanes, trying to keep the pressure on before they go for anything too crazy. I mean, Roshan is closing in on the respawn time. We're going to see how long the respawn will be, just under a minute. So at this point, even though they've got that kind of window where the buybacks are on cooldown on Empire, Finem may just wait before they get able to get the Aegis and cheese again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see the next confrontation around Roshan, because about that time, unless it's like a crazy fast Roshan spawn, then Empire will have their buybacks. And with buybacks, that means that they're going to have the haunt, so Ramses can just like go in, suicide if he needs to, haunt back into fight. and maybe Empire can take their advantage from that fight. Because it's not like Finem. I guess Thug can immediately get back to the fight because he has bots level 2, but he is the only one who has it.
As you said, at this point, I think it's quite big, that respawn time. Is it going to be short,
Yeah,
favouring out Finem? Is it going to be a long, giving time for Empire to fight with all those buybacks back online in there? It's actually going to be relatively short. With 1 minute and about 10 seconds by the looks of it, it is going to be just before the Spectre and the Legion have the buybacks, and that may just be early enough for the side of Finem to get away with taking it, and Empire to not really be that close to being in a position to go in. But at the same time, it is going to be a very, very quick window, so we may just see Empire react in time and try and contest that Roshan.
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds. It's not that much. I mean, they could still be killing it by the time your buybacks actually come off cooldown, especially if you start taking the engagement. You know, you bait it out, you kind of kite them a bit if you can, and then, you know, your buybacks are going to be up. You die on the Spectre, Ramsey spies back, haunts. It's a very scary thing to think about. And it's not, you know, Finem aren't playing with all the information that we have, so they don't know exactly when the buybacks are going to be up. They're just going to have an idea that it's going to be soon. And just knowing that might be enough to deter them from trying Roshan in the first place until they see, you know, if Empire want to make a move themselves or if they just want to wait it out.
Absolutely, it's just passive play here for the time being. A lot on the line here. I mean, you know, you're losing this game as Finem, and suddenly you're 1 game away from the potential of going home here on this road that you've come so far down. And Empire, yeah, same thing for them, but the other way around, they'd love to take a second game. They've been in such a position of comfort in this best of 5. And here we go. Roshan up, Spartan knows. So is the rest of the team. At the same time, Empire actually smoking up. They're going to look to try and move it onto the Beastmaster by the looks of it. Try and catch out this man on the top lane. We'll see if they get away with it. There's actually the line from Spartan drawn to indicate for Skylark to continue to put on the pressure, but Skylark, he's going to hang around in the tree line.
Yeah, they want to sneak Roshan. That's what they want to do. They're going to start Roshan now. They want Skylark to buy time. Aegis is way more important than Skylark living. Yeah, even if he dies here, it's whatever.
They want Skylark to die. And he is going to. I mean, he's doing his job here.
I mean, this isn't even worth it for Empire, though. Like, they don't get the dual damage. They get the kill, but they're not going to be able to make it to the Roshan pit in time.
Oh, you say that. Maposhka's coming in. They do have a horn.
I think it's too slow.
The question is, can they try and take a fight 5v4 off the back of it? We may just see that happen.
They can give it a shot.
Oh, it's going to be so close. It's going to be so close. No, it goes down. Slark, grab himself the Aegis. Ramses being controlled here. Static Storm not going to catch anyone here. In fact, someone's Blink Dagger's on the ground. Who's dropped a Blink Dagger?
Wasn't it Slark? Yeah.
Okay, Slark dropped the Blink. All right, so he could grab the Aegis. All right, so they get away with it there, Finem, and as you said, the long con that they were playing for there.
Oh wait, no, he didn't have a Blink Dagger. He had Shreds.
Wait. Oh, it's Mirana's.
Yeah, it's Mirana's
yeah,
Blink.
Picked
sorry.
Up the cheese.
Yeah, I got confused. I was like, wait a minute, he already has Silver Edge. I could have sworn he didn't have Blink. Yeah, it was Mirana's. So that was a little bit of a sloppy engagement there from Empire, falling for the top lane bait. Maybe they thought they had more time when they were going for the kill on Skylark, and maybe assuming if more than just like one person on their team had boots of travel, they could have gotten there. But, you know, sometimes you just make that mistake, and Finem are going to be pretty happy with that.
There they are. I mean, the question is once again how much they achieve with the cheese and the Aegis. Looks like the line's been. They want to try and make something happen on this top lane. Empire. I mean, Ramses. He had an Orb of Venom, I believe, on the courier. I guess he's. Oh, no, he sold it actually. I saw. I think I've got Orb of Venoms on the mind. This happened earlier. There was definitely one on the courier, and I hope I'm not going insane. There was. I've got the nod for script. There was an Orb of Venom. He's changed his mind. He changed his mind.
I don't know if he wants to buy anything else than what he has. Like, I don't think you can get rid of BKB. Diffusel's a really valuable purchase on Spectre when you already have Manta style. Maybe he sells his, or gets rid of his boots and uses his Scotty? I don't know, that seems kind of clowny.
Well, let's see what the indication is. They're just pushing out this mid lane here with the Spectre illusions. They'll be quick to turn it around, and again, Spartan's destroying these lines. Wants them to keep the pressure on mid and on the top lane as well. No reason not to really at this point. And they have got this power play of the Aegis and Cheese. It's a 61-minute game now, 44-35. Already just game 2, very early on in the series. We are seeing some incredibly close and clutch stuff coming out from both sides. And Madara is ready to frontline. Up onto the tier 3, Ramses. Pops the Lincolns. Madara's going to be fine. King Art, maybe seeing if he could get the potential for the glints, but Madara, yeah, didn't mess around. Just put the Silver Edge just to make sure the vision wasn't there to bring him back. Arrow flying through, won't connect. And Madara, he's been hexed up at the Dark Packs there in time as well. He comes away. The glimpse back will be out. But Madara, again, it's a little bit too slippery. Gets himself away and look at the top. Let Skylark just slow sieging here with the Necro units. There's a fair bit of damage to the tier 3 and Empire getting pulled up and down between the mid lane and between the top lane. Closing in again onto the Slark, but he's keeping himself out of harm's way. It's a very slow siege, but at the moment it's a successful one for Finem. Breaking down both avenues of their base at the same time. And Empire, yeah, unable to find a commitment, and now they might. They've brought back Skylark. They'll jump in with the Jewel Scandal. He's looking to take down the Beastmaster. They should be able to find this one at the same time, though. Finem, they're going hard on the mid lane. Now jump in. Spartan, he's being hexed up under the cover of Moonlight Shadow here. Ramses and Afterlife controlling me. They don't actually look to have detection, but the vacuum back will cancel the rollout. The gem now on the decks. So they find themselves 2 kills there, and again, even with the Aegis and Cheese, we really are seeing the struggle of Finem and their ability to break the high ground there. Again, another about a 4k gold swing to the side of Empire. And we can see that...
That was 2 kills.
It's
good 2 kills.
Good old track gold.
My God, track is ridiculous.
All right. All right.
I'm writing an angry letter after this.
I'm looking forward to 6.87C, Andy. We need it. Come on.
Oh God, it is actually so insane, especially when everyone has such an inflated net worth.
Yeah.
You know.
It's each of these engagements, it just hits Finem so hard. I mean, we can see Slark, he's going to opt for picking up the Abyssal Blade next. So he at least has a bit of lockdown on trying to kill some of these cores like the Slark. But there we have it now. He's gone back, Ramses. He got his Orb of Venom and he got the full-fledged one done. Into the Eye of Skadi here for the man on the Spectre here.
Oh, he got rid of Butterfly. Okay. I guess the Slark already has an MKB, so...
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, this is looking really, really hard for Finem. We've just consistently seen them try to break high ground. I mean, but Empire have been punishing them each and every time. I think the last time we saw Finem themselves win a fight was when Finem came over to their side of the map. But this is looking incredibly hard indeed. It really, really is. Now, with the Moonlight, Miposhka, well, he's going to get himself out. Skylark not able to get a roar down upon him. And again, they're drawing the lines. They want to try and push in this top lane, but I don't know. As you said, I think a lockdown is really to who Skylark can catch out with the 2 roars. The fact they've got the Abyssal as well is something else in terms of maybe being able to lock down these key kind of supports on the backlines, like the Disruptor, before they can land their spells. But the game
The bigger issue, I think, for Madara now is like the Shadow Blade, or the Silver Edge rather, with the way the game is currently being played, is not really that useful. I think having a Blink Dagger would give him a lot more potential. Because say you catch out King R in the base, right? You blink, you Abyssal him, you go on him. I think he just dies no matter what. Like, I don't see a counterplay for King R there. And if you pop Shadow Dance, you're not going to get dueled. You feel pretty safe. You don't want to commit too heavily to the base, obviously, but I think like that item is starting to have outlived its usefulness. Maybe he goes Refresher too. That's a really good late game Slark item. Double BKB, double Shadow Dance can be really strong. But yeah, we're talking like ultra late game scenarios here. He hasn't eaten a Moon Shard yet either though, which I guess would probably be his first choice before he starts replacing items.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess as well, at this point you need to save for buyback.
Yeah, that too.
You can't afford to be caught without it at this stage of the game.
That's like the unwritten rule, Owen. Come on, everyone knows that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know, man. 65 minutes in, we've actually had our fair share of long games today, and Finem, they were involved in one of them. They had an 80-minute against No Diggity earlier this morning.
Yep.
And they, of course, that did end up being a weakness. They did lose that game, and it was a similar problem. They got incredibly strong, incredibly farmed, but they just couldn't break the base and end the game. And the question is whether that's going to be a similar situation we're seeing here. I mean, so far, it's looking to pan out to be that way. In Empire, they're finding a lot on their cores, and a lot on their supports as well. And Finem, they really are struggling to just try and find a 6 set of racks. Oh, Miposhka. Goes on to Madara. Didn't set anything up here. Jump in, they found the Hex, they get the glimpse back as well, and they've trapped him in the Static Storm. There's the Jewel to follow through as well. They've caught out the Slark, and the Slark's gone. Now they're trying to move in for more. Spartan, he rolls in, but he can't get himself out of there in time. The track's down, a second kill. Miposhka there, setting up things nicely with a vision granted from the Bounty Hunter, and indeed Spirit, no buyback for 70 seconds. Empire now maybe looking to try and get the momentum going, trying to steamroll this one out. Meanwhile, Finem, Thug, and Skylark, they've managed to push the mid lane back in over to the side of Empire. But Empire, they're going to stay strong on the top lane. They've already got that momentum going. They'll be able to have a good crack at the tier 2. Skylark, though, he's going for the rat plate. Takes out a tier 3. Starts to send in the Necro units onto the racks. And looks like that is going to be enough for Empire to just back up. And within this window, unlikely to be able to force out the buyback from Slark. And the fact that Spirit does not have a buyback does not look to be an issue at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's actually one thing. It's like Empire can take fights, but they can't really pressure the base as long as the Beastmaster and the Mirana are still alive. So Finem actually have a really good amount of wave clear. Slark is okay, Mirana's really good with Aghanims, and Beastmaster kills it pretty fast too because he has double aura, enter beast, makes the creep wave push faster and whatnot. So it's kind of frustrating being in Empire's position. Although I suppose when you're kind of at the stage where you got this hard like carry 6-slotted Spectre and everything, that you could probably still go back for like a refresher if you want to go for the cheeky play and like take a fight, refresh, have 2 haunts so you can kill the split pusher as well. That would be something that you could look to, because I mean there's not really much else he can get at this point. I don't think he gets rid of BKB, and I don't think you really want to get rid of Radiance because it's really good at canceling Blink Daggers and whatnot. Although I guess truthfully they only have 2, right? Just the Earth Spirit and the Beastmaster.
Yeah, that's true. This stage of the game, it certainly is. But Empire now, they are going to find the space for Roshan, and I don't think you get there if you're out Finem at any time.
Yeah, definitely not. They got the Solar Crest minus armor as well, so this thing is just gonzo. And looks like boots are going to be dropped here by the Spectre.
Aegis to Ramses. She's as well picked up by the side of Empire.
Yeah. You know, it's not often we get situations like this where we have a super long game. Like 70 minutes is not the norm, you know. Most games last somewhere from like 20 to 35 minutes, give or take. That's average game length. And now we're at a 70-minute game where we're potentially talking about like chances of Legion Commander becoming one of the ultimate hard carries because of dual damage. This Disruptor just bought a freaking refresher. Like, Bounty Hunter / 70-minute game means very farm supports, and that honestly could just be the difference maker in this game.
I was going to say, just look at the net worth. That's the effect of the Bounty Hunter. Look at the 2 supports of Empire compared to the 2 supports of Finem.
Yep.
That difference is the Bounty Hunter at work.
It's like the reverse of having like a Naga or a Tanker on your team. So those 2 heroes are notorious for taking away farm. Having a Bounty Hunter gives everyone farm. So it's like, oh, you want to be a core, take 2 team fights, you all of a sudden have like 5,000 extra gold. Between 4 hero kills, there was almost 10,000 gold exchanged between 2 teams for 4 hero kills. Like, that is unbelievable amounts of money.
Yeah, we really can see just at this point of the game why teams do not like to let the Bounty Hunter get through. Because if the game does get to this stage, you feel the effects absolutely massively.
That's actually like a bigger thing about Bounty that we don't really get to see too often. It's like, yeah, you talk about the track gold, but the effects that it can have when a game is this close and you have like a 5-kill disadvantage, but you have Bounty, it just means that your supports have like 2 extra items. Like, maybe next time he's got a Glimmer Cape and Arcane Boots. Okay? It is 70 minutes in. That is all he has. The Disruptor has Blink, BKB, Aghanims, Refresher.
Roar from Skylark leading in, they pop the horn, jumping onto King R, but there we go with the Fresher Roar, controlling Scandal. They've already lost the Disruptor here. Vacuum and wall drop down, Scandal pops the cheese, Afterlife and Scandal still fighting up with the BKB, but Madara has the Shadow Dance out, jumps onto Scandal, manages to find himself a second one here for the team, and now Finem moving in for more. They'll get the control onto Afterlife, silence as well, get himself up to the high ground, the Magnetize, stopping the Blink potential, tries for the TP, isn't going to make it. Madara finds a triple kill. And Finem do it just like that. And again, it's all about Skylark with these roars. Jumps in, gets the 2 essential roars of the fight. Madara is allowed to have free reign all across it. Is the first Static Storm. He isn't followed up with Kinetic Field that's going to contain the Slark. And the map is starting to break, Andy.
Yeah, we're getting to that time. Stuff starts lighting on fire. That's just how we do here in Dota. But that was, you know, we talked about it when they were defending their base. It's just, if the Beastmaster can catch out a good target, you know, he catches out the Disruptor, for example, like King R gets roared, he just gets obliterated. Madara goes on him, and then they also roared, what, the Darkseer, was it? Or something like that? Or no, was it Scandal?
No,
I can't
Scandal,
remember, but either
Scandal.
way.
He got Scandal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's craziness.
Fight time. I got
72
Ramses.
minutes.
He does not have Horn. So if they can do it, Manta comes out. They'll drop the Hex onto Thug, and now there's a buyback from Afterlife as well on the Darkseer. And that's going to be enough to force Finem to back out. So now a position where Afterlife and Scandal's buybacks are on cooldown. All buybacks, apart from the Earth Spirits, are available on the side of Finem. So, I mean, this might be an opening. I mean, we keep talking about the openings, but sometimes Finem, they just want to play it super safe. They still feel very, very scared about pressuring the high ground against Empire's lineup. But I mean, who can blame them? There's still an Aegis on Ramses. We'll see what they're able to do, though. 72 minutes into this absolutely epic game.
I mean, this has got to be one of the best chances they have, right? Like, even the Mirana now is starting to transition away. Like, he got rid of Aghanims because he just has so much gold that there's no point in having the Aghanims anymore. It's like all he's using it for is pushing out the lane. But just having a Daedalus means that during the fights, you know, BKB gets popped or whatever, he starts right-clicking for a fairly high amount of damage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't keep Aghanims over Shivas. That one's a little bit weird to me.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess the attack so is nice against what the Spectre and the Legion trying to frontline. And
Oh, here we go.
Oh, nice. Hex to block it now. In with the Jewel as well. The Control Thug. The vacuum actually bringing them out of the static storm. But the second one's there. The vacuum wall. The double wall drop down. M&T getting wrecked. Madara as well. He's going to fall. They've lost 3 on the side of Finem. Spartan throws down the kick. Tries to get himself away with the body. He's going to get himself back to base with the TP. But no. The glimpse is there. The final touch from Spectre. They'll take down 4. Now, they do have 3 buybacks available. A Scandal, he's out of the game for good for 90 seconds. But look, again, these goals, 7,000 nearly, going the way. And again, this was all on the plays from both the Darkseer and the Disruptor. Afterlife and King Art, Skylark jumping in with the Roar here. The buybacks are coming through. They want to try and catch Empire off guard. Madara gets the Abyssal down onto Ramses. Ramses, he's gone. He's down for 120 seconds. He does have buyback, but no Horn. And now Skylark and Thug on the chase with the Daedalus, ripping through King Art. They'll find themselves a second, a third, and now there'll be a buyback from Spectre. But I don't know what he's going to be able to do. He's now in a position where Empire, they have 3 heroes down. They don't have buybacks. Finem did commit 3 for this. But this could be the game ender. We'll see how much they can do here now. This could be it, Andy. They could at least have a good shot at getting themselves a second, maybe even full megas, but maybe even the game. Spectre, how long does your Horns back up? Ramses, he's got to do it on his own.
Can't they?
Yeah, 40 seconds without Horn. This is the opening that they need. They're going to go for the racks first. Ramses doing his best to hold this one. It's all down to Ramses and Miposhka to defend the base. 30 seconds and then Scandal is back. Finem going in, and we know that they've got strong push. They can rip through these buildings once they're given the chance to, and they'll take down themselves the mid-rack. They're going to go for mega creeps here, playing it relatively safe. 15 seconds, and Scandal is back up. Maybe still a little bit wary of that, but as you said, it's still a 3 versus 5 engagement. Horn's going to be back up in 10 seconds, so that will be that back up in tandem with Scandal, but here we go. Finem, they're going for the finish here. They want to try and take a game back against Empire, leading 1-0 at the moment in the best of 5. The tier 4s are down, the Ancients exposed, and Finem going for the win. The Hawk will come out here. BKB's being popped. There'll be a duel from Scandal. Will be able to eliminate the Oracle. No, he's still alive. Oracle, the Beastmaster, survive for the time being, and it's over. The Ancients down. And Finem, 75 minutes in, take game 2 here, which was an incredible back and forth adventure. We saw them get the advantage at the mid-game. I mean, at the mid-game, it was like 2 years ago. But they had that point where they were pushing on. Empire swung it back round. But at the end of the day, the calculation, the thoughts, the plays from the side of Finem were too much. And just down to that last opening where buybacks were on cooldown, they do it, Andy. And we're going to a game 2 in a series which at this pace could very well go the full 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's reset to a best of 3 now, if you want to think of it that way. Because best of 5, it's 1-1, pretty much a best of 3. I mean, the last decision the Empire made, you know, they have, what, double refresher at the end of that game. Disruptor and Darkseer both had one. They go for, like, some insane wombo combo mid. seemed like they had a ton of momentum, but they just didn't account enough for the buybacks that Finem were going to obviously have in a 75-minute game, and they just got punished really hard for overextensions. So that's, I guess, one thing you can look at and say maybe the decision making wasn't all there. Maybe Empire just wanted to try to end because it was a super long game. But either way, Finem tie things up.
They really, 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 really did. And Andy, Game 3, I cannot wait to see what comes out from these two European Titans. What a series so far. I hope you guys and girls back at home are enjoying this as much as I am, and I'm sure you are as well, Andy, because what a performance. What a performance from both sides. Game 3, it's only going to get better as well. I'm sure we're going to see some more inventive stuff. This time, obviously, Scandal trying out the Legion Commander. It didn't work out, but it came ever so close to. By no means, there was no outdrafting here or anything. This was just pure play-on-play where Finem were able to find the edge in a game that was so close. Ends there, 75 minutes in, with a net worth difference of about 1k. It was that close indeed. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You have got time to grab yourself a cup of tea, a biscuit as well. But myself and Andy will be back for Game 3 now between Finem Empire here in the EU regional qualifiers for the Manila Major, which currently stands at 1-1. We'll see you guys shortly.